Welcome everyone to today's meeting. My name is Hemant Kumar. I am Sergeant at Arms. To officially start the meeting, I want to note that this meeting will be recorded and shared amongst the members for study and self-reflection. Some parts may be also used for promotional material later. In order to have some smooth meeting, here, here are some ground rules. Please put yourself on mute when not speaking. Don't interrupt while someone is speaking. Be attentive throughout the meeting and support the speakers with your warm smiles and claps. Let's have a great meeting. Now, please welcome our club president, Uma Sushmita.
Hey there, Toastmasters. A great evening once again. It gives me immense pleasure to be welcoming you all to another club meeting of ours today. I hope and feel confident that this will be another enriching and delightful meeting and a great learning experience for all of us. Today, I would like to take this special occasion also to welcome our guests, Toastmaster Harikrishna Garu and our ex-Toastmaster Smaran, our guest Pavan Kumar. All of you are warm welcome to Coastline Toastmasters Club. I hope you enjoy your time here and take great learning back from here. I will now hand over the stage to our TMOD, Mamita, and I can't wait to see what she has in store for us. Over to Toastmaster Mamita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sushmita, for the warm welcome and good evening, everybody. One second. Good evening, everybody. Please bear with my camera. It will show me in different lights today. It is not intended to be intentional, but please bear with it. I got a new camera installed and it is working in ways I didn't want it to work. So welcome to this evening's session. It's the 81st meeting of Coastline Toastmasters, and it's good to be, playing this role of a Toastmaster of the day. So today I'm going to be your host. There was an interesting research I was reading about a few days ago about how meetings have become non-productive, especially ever since we moved from a physical platform to a virtual platform. And something interesting caught my attention. Between the years 2022 to 2023, a survey identified that nearly 55 million meetings were happening weekly. And this is just a track of virtual meetings. And by the year 2025, it is believed to soar higher with the hybrid work environment that now companies are adopting. While 2/3 of the employees still feel meetings kill productivity, but of course, it's a question to ponder, majorly because meetings can get very boring at times at workplace. Well, this is the scenario at a workplace. There are other meetings that we tend to attend, and we have a great opportunity where we can these meetings are aimed towards self-growth, with over 64% attendees conveying that this is one platform where we can have a lot of impactful conversations. Needless to say, by now you might have guessed that these meetings are none other but our Toastmasters meetings. Well, on a positive light, if you look at it, we should applaud ourselves for achieving a 64% engagement on a virtual Toastmasters journey. But is it really something that we should be happy about? Because 64% is still far off from 100%. So how do we change the landscape of our meetings to do what we are doing currently? What is that we need to look at to ensure that not only we make our meetings engaging, but we meet the goal and purpose of Toastmasters, which is to create impactful learning experience through every meeting. Now, let me ask you this question. The moment you think of Toastmasters meeting, what is the first thought that crosses your mind? You can unmute and share your experience.
Communication.
Very nice. Thank you. Communication.
Table topics.
Table topics, yes, of course. For a lot of people, table topics is the only entertainment feature in Toastmasters.
Evaluations.
Group
Evaluation,
activity.
yes. Sorry,
Group
I didn't catch
activity.
that. Shailaja?
Group
Group-
activity.
Group activities, fantastic. Group activity, so a place where we learn as a group. Fantastic, okay.
Meeting
Public
like-minded
speaking.
speeches.
Say that again,
Public
please.
speaking.
Public
Meeting like-minded.
Oh, meeting like-minded people, fabulous. Yes, of course. Meeting like-minded people, public speaking, great. Anything else?
Friendly environment.
Friendly environment, yes. Friendly
Friendly
environment and an environment of learning, of course. Great. I think
networking.
fantastic. Sorry?
Networking.
Networking, of course, like meeting like-minded people, so meeting new people, and if you get a chance to join more sessions beyond your club, you will get to definitely interact with a lot more people. So fantastic thoughts. The moment we think about Toastmasters meeting, there are so many thoughts that we have, but have there been instances, maybe for most of you who are joining us for the first time or joining Toastmasters meetings recently, maybe you might not have seen much of a change, but those of you who have explored other meetings as well, has all these gamut of experiences met your expectations? Maybe, maybe not, right? Sometimes you might have mixed feelings towards the kind of meetings that you are attending. But do we all see the need that our meetings should improve? Definitely. At least from where we started off to where we are at the moment, we see a greater need for the meeting to improve. Now, in order for the meeting to improve, if I ask you who should take responsibility, like we always, when we ask if the country has to develop, who should take the responsibility, we immediately plunge on to our politicians and our leaders. Like that, when it comes to Toastmasters, the moment we say who should take the responsibility, we would all unanimously say it should be the executive committee team. That is what we have hired them for. But just like you get the message back saying that this is our country, you'll have to work towards it. Similarly, Toastmasters journey is for all of us. It has to be by all of us as well. Now I'm sounding like a democratic republic nation philosophy, but yeah, it definitely is. Toastmasters is a two-way learning. As much as you get from the forum, there are aspects that you will have to give back to the forum as well, because we believe that every person can contribute equally in this particular journey. Now, how can you contribute? How do you think you can contribute? Let me ask you that question before I give it away. This is not an education session, guys. I know last week I did an education session, so you might be thinking if this is a sequel of it. It is not. So go ahead and answer.
I think if we want to improve, the very first and basic thing is to have that immersive experience. And that happens when you switch on camera, look at everybody.
Very
That is
good.
first.
Yes, thank you so much, Akib. That's a fantastic start, actually. When we get to see your beautiful and handsome faces for the speaker, that itself is motivation enough. Because at the end of the day, we are not talking to devices. We are talking to human beings. There could be situations where they might not be conducive for you, but that's still okay. We know that you're all placed at your homes. So even if your environment is not as friendly as possible for us to view it, that's still fine. As long as we don't see things hanging around which we shouldn't be viewing, we are all good with it. Yes, what else? Do you see
Consistency in attending.
consistency in attending the sessions? Okay. VP had Splite, so yeah, I can understand. Of course, consistency in people attending. But most importantly, every meeting has set of roles that are announced. There's a roster that gets published in a Toastmasters meeting in the member group, where each of us have to take on these roles in order to make the meeting successful. Now, how is this benefiting all of us? Now, EC members will do their work in getting the roles filled, but you and I have a responsibility of filling these roles. Now, first, let's understand what these roles are through the conversation. I was thinking of an analogy to explain this to you, and I came up with I read about a philosophy of six thinking hats, and I thought I'll make it very philosophical and confuse all of you on a Saturday evening. But then I had to cook before I stepped in, and I was trying to make spaghetti. And while I was making spaghetti, what I realized was our Toastmasters meeting is nothing different than curating a perfect dish. Now, spaghetti is one such dish, for that matter, any dish for that matter. Certain culinary dishes have to have a set of ingredients in order to make it the way it has to be, right? Just like, whenever you're trying to learn a new recipe, you need the ingredients list first to understand whether you make it or not. Every role has to be taken in a meeting in order to make it successful. Now, is it possible to make all roles happen? Sometimes it can happen that it could be possible. Sometimes it might not be possible. So sometimes we'll have to make certain iterations. For example, if I don't have spring onions to add into my spaghetti, I will use regular onions, right? And being an Indian mom, there are a lot of other alternatives we can figure out to add it in. So our Toastmasters roles are no different from cooking a meal, and we will talk about each of these roles. But before I plunge into that and try to link it to how Toastmasters roles are, today I'm playing the role of a Toastmaster, the host of today's meeting. My role would involve you to take you through this journey of what a Toastmaster meeting would be like. And as we progress through the roles, we will be talking about each of the roles and how you can contribute and how you shouldn't be contributing to those particular roles. So the first and important segment of every Toastmasters journey, like one of our friends suggested, it's all about public speaking. Well, I wouldn't say it's all about public speaking, but it is primarily about public speaking. So today we have two prepared speakers who have taken the time out to prepare their speeches, practice their speeches, and want to present it to us, who will be evaluated by two evaluators respectively. So before I call on the speaker, I would like to invite the first speech evaluator, Toastmaster Shravanti, who will read out the speech objectives for Toastmaster Hari Krishna, who will be the first speaker. Toastmaster Shravanti?
Yeah. Is my voice clear?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Mamata. So I'm Toastmaster Shravanti from SVCW Speechwise Club. So I'm here to evaluate my speaker's speech, Toastmaster Hari's speech today. He is currently doing his second project in the third level in the pathway of presentation mastery. So the purpose of his speech is to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. I'm very eager to hear my speaker's speech now. All the best, Toastmaster Hari, and you will rock it. Over to you, TM Woody.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shravanti. Now that the objectives have been read out for you, Toastmaster Hari, please hone yourself for it. Before that, let me call on the general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Bharadwaj, to talk about various other evaluators who will sideline along with the speech evaluator to observe the entire session. While the speech evaluator will only be looking at Hari's speech, the general evaluator and his team will be looking at the entire course of the meeting. So over to you, Toastmaster Bharadwaj.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mamta. Good evening, everyone. I am Toastmaster Bharadwaj. I'm playing the role of General Evaluator. As a General Evaluator, I will be looking the minutes and the. As a General Evaluator, I will look after the minutes and the standards of the meeting. With this, I have a tag team which is called as timer, a counter, and grammarian. Now I would like to invite the Toastmaster Lochan, timer of the day. Over to you to explain stuff.
Hi everybody, my name is Lochan, and just like an age-old saying, time Lochan waits for nobody. So that's my role. I'm a man with stopwatch. So for every segment, the prepared speech segment, the table topic segment, and the evaluation segment, they are timed by me. Please note that I will be raising 3 cards for the time limit. The cards are green, yellow, and red. In the prepared speech segment, I will raise the green card at the end of 5 minutes, the yellow card at the end of 6 minutes, and the red card at the end of 7 minutes. An additional grace period of 30 seconds will be provided. For the table topic session, I will raise the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30, and the red card at 2 minutes, and additional grace period of 30 seconds will be provided. Same goes for evaluation. The evaluation time is 2 to 3 minutes, a green card at 2 minutes, a yellow card at 2 minutes 30, and a red card at 3 minutes. Please note that if you exceed the time limit, I don't wait and you are disqualified. So over to the general evaluator, my first time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lochin. Now I would like to call the counter for the day, Toastmaster Sushmita. She's not there. Okay.
Hello,
Now
everyone.
I would like to. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Once again, a very good evening to all of you. So today, in addition to my presiding officer's role, I'm also taking up the accounter role. And in my role, it's my job to count the fillers or the crutch words we would be using in our speech today. Starting now, I would be making a note of all those fillers and crutch words we will use in our speech and present my report at the end. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Bharadwaj.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Sushmita. Now I would like to call the Wordmaster Grammarian, Toastmaster Akib, to explain his role. Over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and dear guest, as a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay attention to all the speaker, make note of good usages and not so good usages. I would be coming at the end with my report. But before that, let me introduce the word the word of the day, which is harbinger. Harbinger basically means something which foreshadows a future event. So we can say Toastmaster is the harbinger of better communication, or you can say announcement made in the railway station was the harbinger of an upcoming train. Now I would request anybody from the audience to use harbinger, and then we'll proceed further. Anybody, any volunteers to use harbinger word in a sentence? I am looking at
Saturday, 6 o'clock acts as an harbinger for our club meeting.
cool. Anybody else? Yes, Hari.
Master Grammarian is a harbinger for us to announce the word of the day and to use the word of the day and also phrase of the day.
Yeah, this was well suited, of course. Yeah. Anybody else? The last one. Lochan, you want to say something? You are in mute, buddy. You have to say you have to unmute.
The word went over my head, so
Harbinger.
He is playing the role of a harbinger today. Lochin,
Yeah,
as a timer.
announcing.
yeah.
Cool. So that was word of the day. And as I said, I will be taking note of good usages and bad usages of grammar. So let us utilize this session to make our English better. Yeah. Thank you so much. Over to General Evaluator Bharadwaj.
Yeah. Thank you, tag team. This is all about the introduction of the general evaluator and the tag team. We will give our report when team or Toastmaster of the day, Mamta, calls me up onto the stage. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharadwaj, general evaluator, and the tag team. So you have already noticed the entire description of what they will do. Tag, their job is to tag wherever we are faltering, whether it is about stopping our flow of the speech, whether we are not maintaining our time, or if we are not using the right set of grammar, they will be acting as, the speed breakers of our speech and help us how to better it at the end of the session. Now let's move on to the first prepared speech. We have kept Toastmaster Hari in enough tension by now, so he's all standing and built up. So we'll first do a quick audio and video check, and then I will announce his speech title. Toastmaster Hari, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, Toastmaster.
Great. Could you say, I'm going to rock today?
I'm going to rock today.
Perfect. You are perfectly audible and visible. Toastmaster Hari. Soaring beyond limits. Toastmaster Hari. I hope the timer cards are visible for you, Toastmaster Hari.
Oh, yes, they are visible now.
Okay.
Can I start?
You can start.
May I know, how do you all feel when you are pushed suddenly from a flying flight from 15,000 feet? Can anybody tell the feeling?
I don't want to feel that. It is scary.
Unless I have a parachute, I might feel alive. A place of solids, maybe.
That's great. So this is one of my very initial adventure which I had, and this particular incident proved me that adventure is not just about the adrenaline or the excitement, but also can give me a very great learning lesson as well. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmasters. A few years back in 2018, me and 3 of my adventure-loving friends decided, let's go on a skydive. And we started booking our slot in Dubai, which is one of the beautiful spots for the skydive ever. We booked it for June 2nd, 2018 at 9 a.m. We flew to Dubai on June 1st. And we started preparing everything there. By 7 a.m. in the morning, with the excitement, we reached the place where the skydive happens, that is the area called Dubai Marina in Dubai. It's a very huge lawn with a small cute runway for the little plane for us to come and pick up there. And also there are a couple of coffee shops, and also there's a very huge hall which helps us, where we have a booking confirmation area, a photography area, and a middle huge space where the skydive gear is all placed over there. As we reached to us early there, we started exploring the place, we started taking photographs, and we are totally excited. And we grabbed a small cup of coffee and a little snack so that we don't feel hungry during the flight time. Immediately, as we are progressing towards the time, we progressed towards the booking counter where 3 beautiful Arab women helped us in booking verification. And it's all completed, where they helped us not just with the booking verification, but also they assigned us our individual instructor as well as a videographer as well. And now, after assigning the instructor, of all 4 of our friends, I was the only person who got a female instructor. So my 3 friends just standing beside me are like, "Arey mama, amazing, you enjoy." And obviously inside they are just jealous about the feeling that I only got the female instructor there. I was, of course, I'm blushing inside. I was very happy, but still I was just acting that to control it from inside. So after that, I just had a casual ice-breaking session with my instructor. Post that, she had been that harbinger for me, instructing the safety instructions of what to do during the skydive, and my videographer instructing me about how do I pose towards the videos or photos during the whole event happening. Everything was done, and we were all ready with my skydive gear, wearing all the skydive equipment. And now there's a small intro video about myself where the videographer had taken. Everything is done. We are all sorted. And with a lot of excitement, we walked towards the plane, which was already parked to pick us up. Immediately, there were around 10 clients along with their instructors and videographers who would be placed in the plane, who would be getting onto the plane, and it started taking off. Once the plane reached 15,000 feet, all the respective instructors with their clients started moving towards the exit of the plane and jumping off from there. I was the last but one, looking at everybody going and jumping, and my anxiety levels were increasing more and more. By the time my chance came, I reached to the edge of the plane, and before even I realized the height at 15,000 feet, I was immediately pushed along with my instructor, and that was the second where the anxiety turned into excitement. It was totally a mind-blowing experience for me. Around 60 seconds to 1.5 minute free fall with 120 miles per hour wind blowing across us, where all it is pushing me, and I was just flowing according to the wind flow. It was a wonderful experience because the gut of the wind, the temperature, the wind, every single thing was completely amazing there. And immediately after this free fall, the parachute was deployed, and suddenly the fast forward was turned into a slow motion. And that is where I was experiencing the experience of a bird and the flying experience altogether, along with a beautiful view of Dubai Palm. And that is what is a wonderful experience of the total skydive thing. Because I never felt like a bird. There was no proper, I was just alone. I was just feeling that. And immediately after that, we landed in the lawn, and then and along all this experience, the video was shot, and they reported back as our photos and videos immediately after the skydive. This particular experience or that video I loaded onto my laptop, but before even I could load it onto the cloud, that was my computer crashed, and I never had the experience of doing it again. And that was a wonderful memory for life, and I lost it. But thanks to Mark Zuckerberg, where I had my own photos stored in Facebook and Instagram, and I'll show you a small video clip made out of that.
Are you ready?
And yes, this had been a great experience for me. As I told, it was not just an exciting adventure. But from that day, I realized coming out of my comfort zone can give me a lot of excitement. Along with that, a lot of growth as well. My decision making had changed from then. My way of taking my options, my choices, and a lot of things had been changing. And from then, it was not just that adventure, but many more had been added to my bucket list. And I had been soaring high and high from them. So thank you, everyone. That was a wonderful experience which I wanted to share today. Thank you, Toastmaster, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hari. That was indeed a harbinger effort, I must say. And yeah, like Akib mentioned, I think everybody was on the female instructor. Now I should ask you the question, how much feet did Hari fly high? I'm sure nobody would have observed that. Anyways, I'm sure that was a fantastic experience, and we could actually enlive in that experience through the way you narrated it. Subhash, good job, Subhash. Only you were paying attention to the details. Great. So you have seen what a prepared speaker does, and you will see what an evaluator does in some time. Just so you get the recap of what a prepared speaker does, they pick up, we have pathways which we discussed in the last meeting. They pick up a level, and in that level, they have couple of courses, couple of projects to complete. And Toastmaster Krishna has attempted one of the levels there. And similarly, you will see somebody else contributing to their pathways and their learning level as well. So Hari Krishna is at a higher level there, where we got to see his experiences. We will listen to another prepared speaker who has prepared his speech on a very interesting topic. But before that, since his level and project are different, let me call upon the evaluator of the speaker, Toastmaster Akib, to read out the objectives for the prepared speaker.
Hello again. So Toastmaster Hemant is attempting his speech from Pathway Innovative Planning, and the project is Level 1 Project 2. The purpose of the project is for Hemant to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech. So he should get a defined purpose and present a well-defined speech is the idea. I wish him all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rakib, for reading out the evaluation. Before I announce the topic, Toastmaster Hemant, could you please unmute yourself to do a quick audio and video check?
Yeah, am I audible?
Can you speak? Can you say I'm going to rock today a little louder? It was a little faint for me when you asked, am I audible?
Yeah, I'm going to rock today.
Okay, rock, you have to rock a little rockingly, okay? Great. With that start, Toastmaster Hemant, the dark side of traveling, Toastmaster Hemant.
Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, it is.
Hello everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters in the meeting and the guests. My name is Hemant. Today I'm telling about the experience which I had in my past few months. Today I'll be talking about the dark side of the traveling. Yeah, a travel can change a person's perception of life. Will it be awesome, adventurous, or cool? There are recently in the past few months I have traveled three cities in the India. I have traveled in the month of November 2022. I have traveled Delhi with my friend and I went to Delhi to explore the city. Even though I booked the tickets a month earlier, it waitlisted. Somehow managed with the TC and went there. I have seen the most beautiful places in the Delhi and the ambience over there. Me and my friend shared a lot of memories. My friend who is very intuitive and very understandable with the persons, and he is and the and he is very jovial. We have shared so many things. While returning to the Vizag, we have also visited the Agra city to see the Taj Mahal. We have seen so many places in the Delhi, and later we came to Vizag. This was my Delhi experience. Later in the month of June 2022, I went to Kolkata with two of my friends. We luckily we got reservation this time, and we are hoping the best trip. Whenever when I saw the railway compartment, it was so pathetic because even though it's a railway coach, it looks like a general compartment, typical South Indian train. Like somehow we managed and faced the obstacles and went there. After reaching the Kolkata, on the very first day, I lost my mobile. I felt so disheartened and uh, I felt so disheartened and felt low. I have lodged the complaint to the police, but no use. But the purpose is to travel. So I decided to travel with my friends. My friends who are very with mixed opinions. Everything there will be argument if we want to go to a place. So somehow we managed to see some beautiful places in Kolkata, like Victoria Mahal and Birla Planetarium, like these cities. Other than some places in Kolkata, the vicinity of the railway station is absolutely pathetic. Why? Because they are not at all maintaining the minimum cleanliness in the Kolkata. That's what I observed in Kolkata. Later we came to Vizag, but this was not that much well experienced. And later in the month of July 2022, I decided to travel for Kerala. This time I decided to travel by single. I have booked the tickets and I'm on the train. Unexpectedly, my friend who is from IIIT Kottayam also traveling in the same train. We have shared so many things, and he got down in Kottayam, and I went to Tirunelveli. I was so astonished by seeing the city of Tirunelveli. The Kerala government is very well maintaining the city, and later I have seen so many temples, churches, and the beautiful places in the Tirunelveli, and later I have reached Kochi, and I have seen so many beautiful places in Kerala also. This was my Kerala trip. I went with zero expectations, and it was nice. And what do I need to say is, traveling, we will face so many difficulties, and we will face so many unexpected things. Like, yes, it will be awesome when you are traveling with the right person with good vibes. If you're traveling with the right person with good vibes, then it would be an awesome experience. And you will meet new friends like I did in my Kerala time, which I have met my friend who is studying in IIIT Kottayam. Yeah, it's not awesome. If you're not traveling with if you're not traveling with good vibes or a good like which will give you good vibes. If you're traveling with a toxic people, then you will definitely experience some bad situations. Like I had gone through in Kolkata trip, and we have to face the situations and obstacles like which I had faced in Kolkata train also. So what I want to say is, in the traveling, there will be some advantages and the disadvantages also. The main thing is we have to keep is how we manage the trip. Yeah, that's from my side. Thank you.
You can stop screen sharing, Hemant. Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hemant. Let's give a round of applause for both our speakers, Toastmaster Hari and Toastmaster Hemant, for presenting their prepared speeches with all of us. Fantastic relay of events from their own life, which is always very good to hear from prepared speakers. So that is one segment that we've seen. These are the role players who have prepared. They reached out to their assigned mentors, understood how to deliver the speech in this particular pathway and in this particular project, and they have delivered their speech. Usually in Toastmasters role, we will see roles divided as high stage and low stage role players. High stage role players, as by now you might have understood that I am one of high stage role players who is the Toastmaster of the day, because I'm hosting the entire meeting. I spend more than 10 minutes on the stage. Then we have general evaluator who makes a note of every event that happens in the meeting. So that is also a high stage role player. Then we have the table topics master, whom we will be meeting shortly, who takes on more time in the meeting. We also have low stage players or the auxiliary role players who do not take so much time but are very critical in a meeting, because they are the silent observers of a meeting. They will ensure that you will have a great experience in the entire Toastmasters meet, who are nothing but our counter, a word master grammarian who will teach us new words and also check on how we are doing on the language front. And then we have our timer who will ensure that we are intact on the time that we have. While we have all these role players, we have missed two major roles that have started the meeting, which is Sergeant at Arms. Sergeant at Arms, pretty much as the word sergeant goes on, he sets the ground rules for how the meeting should be conducted. And the presiding officer is usually the one of the EC role players, who is the president, who will tell us, invite us, and encourage us to be part of this entire journey. So in short, these are the different roles that we have, which are mandatory for every Toastmaster meeting. In addition to that, we also have certain roles which are not mandatory in every club, but some clubs do run it, like a joke master of the day, observer of the day, who will ensure to observe how everybody is maintaining the quorum of the meeting. And if there is anything major that they have observed, they will report it back. So there's a lot of background work that happens, not just from the EC committee, but also the role players. Now, what doesn't work well if the role players don't get serious about their roles? When I started, I mentioned that while all of us take roles or don't take roles, there are certain ground challenges that we tend to face, which VP Education also already highlighted. One is sustenance, right? We all get excited when we start our Toastmasters journey saying, yay, I'm going to take this role. But the moment you start your journey, it's not going to be as easy as it will be at your workplace, because obviously you have set definitions at workplace and it's easier to follow. But in a Toastmasters meeting, you are going to learn the art of impacting, because you're making people listen to you. So that in itself is a leadership role over there. Right? Whether you're taking a high stage role or a low stage role, you are ensuring that you manage the entire meeting and you contribute your part in a manner that it fits into the entire meeting. So it is a very, very critical aspect that you're going to learn. The second thing that you're going to learn as a role player is, how do you manage your time? Where a critical skill is time management. We all know that back in our workplaces, our schools, or our colleges, one of the important things is time. And how do we start learning that? Only by practicing it. And this is a very good forum that will help you practice it. Third thing is, if you want to influence people, you can be as creative as possible in the roles that you have played. For example, you have noticed what our Wordmaster Grammarian did today. He ensured that we understood the word even before the meeting started, so as a harbinger of the meeting, so that we know when to use, how to use that particular word. So that's a creative approach that he has employed over there. Similarly, every role player can go ahead and do that. We have seen it in the past. One of them used a prop to drive a message across to all of us. So be creative, be enthusiastic about your role. Don't come unprepared to your role. All of you have mentors. So that is something that you have to be very careful as a role player, because remember, it's not just club members who join the meetings. It is also the guests who join the meeting who want to see what a Toastmasters meeting is all about. And it's a professional platform. So we should ensure that we abide by the rules of Toastmasters. Some of the best practices that we have seen can happen when you attend multiple meetings across cultures as well, where you will see how different club meetings are running their show. What you should not be doing as a role player is, number one, come unprepared. Please follow the agenda. We share the agenda ahead of time, so you should understand what the agenda is. If you don't see the agenda, please question the VP Education, asking what the agenda is. Every role player should be aware of what is going to happen in the meeting in order to be aligned. Time management is not just limited to the Toastmaster or the timer. Let's say, for example, your role comes in at a later time in the meeting and you have seen that the time is already past what's mentioned in the agenda. Your job is to ensure that you cover up the time, right? So please make sure you follow the agenda. The third thing is, don't expect follow-ups. When you are assigned an activity at a workplace or college, you don't expect your professors or your manager to call you up and remind you that you have a job to do, right? You would be there. Similarly, in Toastmasters, it's a voluntary journey, and you have come into this with a zeal to learn. So ensure that you demonstrate that in action. And we do understand sometimes there could be an emergency, which is why we always encourage backup role players as well, so that we can have somebody to fill in that particular role instantaneously. Despite planning, there are times that we fail. And when we fail, that's a learning for all of us on how do we ensure that the follow-up meeting is more successful. Please understand, like I keep saying, that it is everybody's responsibility in a club to make sure the roles happen. Now, I'm a guest. I'm not even a member. What can I do here in a Toastmasters meeting? Well, there's a role for you as well. There is a section called Table Topics section. Table Topics is where all of you get to contribute. The Table Topics Master will give you a topic on which you can speak for 2 minutes. It's okay, even if you're not a great speaker or a fantastic speaker. Well, how do you know whether you're a great speaker or a fantastic speaker? This is one forum that you can leverage where you can see whether you can impromptu deliver a speech on a particular topic. Here, the content doesn't hold as much importance as much as how you deliver on the particular topic. So let's move in and see how you as a guest can be a part of the Toastmaster meeting. Now I invite the table topics master, Toastmaster Subhash, who will be leading us with the table topics segment. Like I've mentioned, remember all of you are eligible to take part in this segment. So make sure that you join in. Toastmaster Subhash, it's all yours now.
Yeah. Thank you, TMOD Mamta. Yeah, table topics. Like I'm the table topic master for today. Purpose of table topic master is to facilitate the table topics, where Toastmasters and guests can test their impromptu skills, and and we have timer who takes a who look over the time, and each table topic can you can spend up to 1 to 2 minutes, and 30 seconds is a buffer period. And I've tried to be a bit different from the table topic sessions which I have attended for today. And we have only limited time for today, and I have for the same reason I've prepared only 7. So everyone has to don't wait. Please volunteer so that we can end it as soon as possible for the table topic session. So I just want to ask a question so that I can assign the table topic. Any MBA grads here or MBA students here, or anyone who has watched Wolf of Wall Street? Hello guys, am I audible?
I think I've watched it long back.
You're audible, Subhash, yeah.
Yeah. So, Akib, are you in for it? Are you interested?
No, so you asked a question.
Yeah, the topic is you have to sell me the pen.
The pen.
Yeah. Have to convince me to buy this pen.
Cool. Toastmaster Subhash, how are you doing these days?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Cool. You're supposed to do fine, but I've heard you have gotten some raise of late, and you're also expected to become EC member soon. I don't know whether you are already an EC member, and kudos to you. What do you feel about your raise? Like, how should people recognize your newly achieved position?
Yeah, I'm feeling happy. Yeah, it's a positive feeling.
Would you mind giving me an autograph?
Yeah, but I don't have pen. Sorry.
That's where the idea is. You buy this pen from me and give me an autograph.
Yeah. Why should I buy your pen? I can buy from somewhere else.
You have an opportunity to give autograph without becoming the actual president of the club. And if I leave now, nobody else is coming to get an autograph from you. I mean, it will take some time. I'm not humiliating you, saying that nobody will ask you for an autograph. But me already being a president of the club in the past, and I see certain potential in you in future, and that's the reason I'm asking this. If you deny to give an autograph, you're also doing disrespect to me, of course, to your position. So why don't you just buy the pen, give me an autograph, and I go home happily?
I meant no disrespect, but I'm still not convinced. Can you add up something else?
In pen, what do you want me to add? I'll add a notepad in this only. So you don't have to arrange paper. So this
Okay,
pen
man, I'm
will
convinced.
do everything for you. So you don't have to there's not a pen actually. This is a pen. which I was talking.
Yeah.
And it has
Yeah.
all the automated features. The cap comes out automatically. The moment they see that Subhash is in a mode of writing, it comes out. And when you write S, UBHAS will come out directly. So you don't have to write filling. It's more of chat GPT kind of stuff. You have to think and it does. So, and this is the best in the market currently. So you should buy it. And if you don't buy, you will regret.
Yeah, thanks, Akhil. That was excellent. Consider I bought it.
Cool. He bought 6 seconds back. It is years delay, guys.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
That was what I'm expecting actually. Yeah.
You're on mute, Toastmaster Subhash.
1 second. Yeah, sorry. So who else is up for it? I have one hypothetical table topic. Hypothetical. Any guests want to volunteer? Pawan, Sheila, Sailja, and else.
Smaran
wants
Smaran. Yeah.
Yeah, Subhash, before you give me a topic, I would like to ask one thing. I just wanted to know if we can have a buffer time of 30 seconds just to prepare what to talk.
Okay, that doesn't come under impromptu, so that totally fails the objective of a table topic master, so it's a table topic session actually. So we can't have it. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. So yeah, let's start.
It's fine even you like take pauses. Since it's yeah, it's fine. So my question is, how your ideal world looks like?
Can you please repeat?
Yeah. How your ideal world, world in the sense ideal surroundings of your world, looks like?
Yes. So I think most of us have heard of the word called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, right? I hope can someone tell about this word and what the meaning of this word is?
It's like everyone is a family.
Well,
doesn't matter the race.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, true. So my ideal world is exactly that, Vasudhaika Kutumbakam, which exactly means that the entire world is a global family where there is a feeling of brotherhood among all the people across different countries. Well, the boundaries of countries are just for the sake of demarcating borders, but not the feelings, brotherly feelings among the people. So this is my feeling about the word that you have just said. But right now, in the practical reality, the countries surrounding India do not have such feeling, which I feel is. So we have not so friendly relations with China and also almost antagonistic relationship with Pakistan, right? So nevertheless, having said that, entirely currently the approach that is being followed by India is very diplomatic. And also completely second the idea of India being diplomatic in this situation. And also, I don't know if anyone has heard of this person called Machiavelli. Has anyone heard of this person and his ideology? Okay, yeah, let me just tell about his ideology in brief. He was a person who thinks that ends justify the means. So what exactly his thought process was that whatever might be the approach that you take, the end that you aim for should be the good thing. So right now, I feel that the idea of India is the same. India's approach might not be justified completely by all the nations across the world, but the aim of India is an ideal world or the global family, which I was talking about. So this is my idea of ideal world, which Subhash was talking about, and yes, that's all about it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great, Smaran. Actually, you kind of put it very well. Coming to next topic, are there any bookworms here, like who likes to read a lot of books, novels? Anyone? Hari, are you up for it? Yeah, you have to give summary of your favorite book in the time.
Okay, I need to talk about my favorite book.
Yeah, summary of the story, or and also why do you like it that much?
Sure. So I'm as I told, I'm a bookworm right now. It had been like 7-8 years that I've been continuously reading a lot of books. My first book, which I started reading, was a book called Godfather, which is a play actually, which is a crime thriller, which is from a mafia category, and that actually increased my excitement towards reading, or the interest towards reading, and that's when I started. And this particular book is something where I understood the power of writing. How deeply can I get into the scene, or I could imagine the situation happening. And that particular book, every scene by scene, including there are a lot of suspense. There are a lot of suspense things that happen in the story as well. And once I'm going page by page, I could literally feel that thrill every single point. And there was one particular scene where the protagonist's son gets killed all of a sudden, and that's really a very shocking scene. And I could feel that immediately once I read that whole scene in the paper, and that's where my interest towards reading had started with this particular book, and it had been continuing so on. Mostly my genre which I go through is self-development. I started with a crime thriller, but later I stuck myself to only self-development so far. And the present book which I'm reading is Atomic Habits. And that's my first book, that's my favorite book also. That's the thing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Hari. That was a great summary of your favorite book. And guys, we have only one last table topic according to the time constraints. Who is up for it? Who any movie buffs here, who watches movie series?
I would like our guest to take this chance to speak up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Shravanti has also raised her hand. Subhash, you could go with Pavan and Shravanti both.
Yeah, hi Pavan. Okay, Sheila, you also want to do? Okay. Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, I think Pavan came first. Yeah. I just since we have recently had our 71st Independence Day, I want to go back in our time and remember the memories of our Independence Day celebrations at our school. So I just want you to speak about independence celebrations at your school, which you had in your childhood. Yeah, speak out.
On Independence Day, I used to dress up myself, and I have a badge where that logo I used to keep at my shirt, and I used to go by the road and catch the bus, and I went to the school. And after later that, in school we collect the flags, and we kept in the school uh, place in place, and we collect the flowers and keep it them in the flag cloth and wrap it. And next we will go nearby the teachers, and we'll help them, or we decorate our school. Next after that, at 10 a.m. I think, not 10 a.m., around between 9 to 10 a.m. We will have the flag posting. And next after after the flag posting, we will salute our flag. And next we'll have some kind of food which is given by our school, and we take that and we'll move off to our home. We have only a half day. At the evening, I think the flag removed by the surrounding peoples, my friends. That's all about the Independence Day in my school life.
Yeah, thanks,
That's
An. That was a detailed explanation of your Independence Day, what used to be. And all I remember of my Independence Day celebrations was people used to faint in the sun, like during the 3 hour long assembly. People used to faint. We used to watch who will faint next. So yeah, that was very good, and yeah, very nice table topic session today. And yeah, one more. We have time for one more. Shravanti, you want to go for it?
Yeah, Will.
Yeah. So the topic is, yeah, you can give summary of your favorite movie and why we have to watch it. You have to convince why others have to watch it.
Okay. Can I get the grace period time to choose one movie?
No. We haven't given to Smaran. We are not going to give to you as well.
Okay. Timer, you can start the time. Sorry for the sounds. I'm in college outside. Oh. Okay, it's timer. You can start the time. First of all, thank you, Toastmaster Subhash, for giving me this such a nice topic. Like I'm a BTech student, so moreover studies, I will prefer to watch Netflix series more. Like every BTech student will do. Nowadays, I was totally into the movies, series, dramas. I'm edging with these K dramas, C dramas, all kind of movies. So choosing one is some bit difficult to me. But for the sake of the topic, I will recommend you one, that is Stranger Things. Stranger Things is a amazing Netflix series that I had watched. Usually, you will think that most of the girls will fond with the K dramas or fictional or emotional, but I felt very amazing with the Stranger Things drama. For every episode, it came up with a new what I can say, new twisters. Very excitement I felt while watching that series. And now recently I had also watched Asur series, which is very suspenseful and informative, which can like it will give some acknowledgement to the people who is using artificial intelligence more. So thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Subhash.
Yeah, thank you for that, Shravanti. And I think yeah, I'm going to wind up table topic session since we are going out of time. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master. Let's give him a big round of applause. If I'm not wrong, Subhash is running the show for the first time as a Table Topics Master. Needless to say, the topics were fantastic. Good job, Toastmaster Subhash. It was on a Saturday evening. They were spooky enough. You did make us think, yeah, to relive about what was happening. And I love the way people could connect to the topics as well. Now, before I hand it over to the evaluation segment, which we are all waiting for, now you have observed the series of roles that were happening, where you as guests could get involved, you as members could get involved, you as visiting Toastmasters could get involved. So, like I always keep saying, it is all about how we run our show together. So, this is what an ideal meeting would look like, where people proactively start contributing. Nowhere did people have to call out and ask them to take on the roles. People volunteered. Similarly, before the meeting as well, people should volunteer and take on the roles. More importantly, not for the sake of filling in the roles, but to learn from how you are able to manage that show. Now we have seen the prepared speeches. We have seen the table topic segment where everybody could contribute. Now comes a slightly serious bit about Toastmasters meetings, which is the evaluation segment, where you get to make notes about what is that you'll have to improve upon. So let me now hand it over to the general evaluator, who will first invite the speech evaluators, followed by the tag report. Over to you, Toastmaster Bharadwaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Mamta. Now I would like to break the three evaluation segments into three different things. First, evaluations of the speaker of the prepared speeches and the tag team, and the third one is overall evaluation of the meeting. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Shravanti to evaluate the Toastmaster Harikrishna speech. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Sorry for not turning on my camera as I have full band of network. Timer, you can start the time. Toastmaster Hari, soaring beyond limits. Like your speech title, you flight the audience minds into the location that you had described through your speech. By listening to the accomplished box, sorry, is the time? Okay. By listening to the accomplished box in your bucket list, I also recalled my wish list like most of the audience did in the meeting. Coming to today's evaluation for your speech, I am following CRC method where C stands for commendations, R for recommendations, and C for conclusion. Coming to commendations, you commenced your speech with a question at the starting, which is a beneficial thing to grab the audience attention. You also showed a good nonverbal communication by showing appropriate gestures. You also snatched all the eyes of listeners by screen sharing your fond memory of that skydiving moments. Along with commendations, we also need recommendations to improvise our further projects. So I came up with a couple of recommendations. Toastmaster Hari, you raised your speech with such a grace, but it would be way more better if you visualize more facial expressions according to the situations. And also you can modulate your voice, like you can raise or lower the pitch in voice to explain it in some at the starting of your speech, you describe the elements you did before doing the skydive. I observed then that you rest over there. So you can replace that with pauses. Of course, we are all striving for the excellence in effective communication, and it will take time to adapt the perfectism. Coming to conclusion, I'm very happy after listening to your speech, to be frank. I also on the spur of moment, I realized after watching the Harbinger with the green card that your speech is about to complete. That much I had merged with your speech because the enthusiasm that you had showed in your speech. The transition of your speech is very simple, clear with a good English, but yet it is very vibrant. Foremost thing is you appeared very comfortable with the audience. Also, I want to suggest you to mingle with the audience more, as your speech objective says so. For the conclusion, you left with an quotation thing that is excitement comes out after leaving our comfort zone. Thank you for encouraging us with your speech. All the best for your further projects, and over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravanti. That was a wonderful evaluation. Now I would like to call the Toastmaster Akib to give his evaluation on the Toastmaster Hemant. Over to you, Akib.
Yep. So 2017, we were doing similar exercise of what Toastmaster Hemant did. 6 of us, we went to Calcutta for a trip. And as he said, there was a lot of discord among us. Which place should we visit was something which debated a lot. Then Delhi came, again another story of toxicity because I visited my family. And Kochi trip is something which I had only planned, but I could not visit so far. But I've heard of all those stuff that you were able to experience, Toastmaster Hemant. Now, with the speech, I think that you were very much realistic. That whenever you go with friends and families, there will be arguments because these guys, they know your trend, history, pattern, everything, and they will be easily judging you. That's where you are suggesting that make new friends on the go, or go with new friends, like leveraging these Toastmasters. These people are new, they won't get into an argument because everybody wants to enjoy, they want to live their life, right? That is a good purpose of giving an speech. But I also liked the way you talked about managing the trip. So how you are booking the ticket, how things are unfolding before you, and it's more of doing a lot of work on the field rather than off the field, because once you are out and you're not getting the right train, the right seats which are available, the entire journey becomes very uncomfortable. And then the other incident of pickpocketing, I mean, that's very common in Calcutta. So I like, that's okay, bro. The overall idea of the speech for you was to define how to manage a trip and what happens during the trip, what should be do's and don'ts. And I think you were right on top of it. What we can improve or how to make your journey better would be to give a fantastic opening. Like, how do you feel? Like, what would you feel when your wallets are snatched on the very first day of trip? Like, you start something like that, wherein you get public attention, and then you talk about XYZ. That is something which I felt could be improved. And the last thing would have been better would be putting it all together at the end. You tried doing it. I know we were trying to summarize it. I think we still have an opportunity or potential to make that summary a little better. But you had a very nice content, I must say. At least I was able to correlate with your Delhi and Calcutta story. Kochi is, of course, amazing place to be. You came up with an innovative thought of presenting a slide and then talking, which is good, which is good to do. I mean, we can do it without slides as well, but let's see, your innovative things are yours. I won't challenge you there, but beginning and the conclusion could be improved. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akib. That was a wonderful evaluation. Both the evaluations are very done by the evaluators. Now I would like to conclude the evaluations, and now I would like to go to my tag team evaluations. So first, I would like to call the Wordmaster Grammarian, Toastmaster Akib, to give his report. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Yes, as a grammarian, I must say the word harbinger played a lot, and three of us, Mamta, Hari, and Shravanti, did use it in their speech. So kudos to them. Yeah. When I give applause, you are expected to give applause. Cool. Few of the good usages were speed breaker. Anxiety turned into excitement when Hari took a jump. And few of them, the dark side was a good topic itself when he said dark side of traveling. And when you add the word the dark, that makes a lot of sense. That brings a lot of attention. But few not so good usages. That was my computer crashed. Somebody said, we could have said that's where my computer got crashed, or that is how my computer got crashed. And then the other member said everyone has to like, don't wait. And it was more of in the sense you're saying, do not wait for me to call, you only take up the topic. So you can directly say, guys, don't hold yourself back, take the topic or volunteer yourself. then this is something which is not a recommendation, but it's more of using the right pronunciation for genre. So somebody says genre. So the right pronunciation would be genre. And then new taste, new excitement was used by one of the speaker. I don't think it was used in the right spirit. You could have said that is where the right excitement came. That is where you felt awesome. That is where you enjoyed, or something like that. So new taste is totally different. Like you're talking about food. When taste comes, and talk about food. So that is one more recommendation. But overall, I think we have done quite good job on grammar part. If we look at the small changes, definitely we can make it better. But the use of harbinger could have been improved way more. I expect everybody to speak at least once. Like 3 of us, we spoke in the beginning, 3 of us, we spoke during the meeting. So 6, we are total 14. 8 more guys can use it so that it comes into your being and you use it a lot. So that's my grammarian report. Over to you, General Evaluator Bharadwaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akib. That was a wonderful report. Now I would like to invite our counter for the day, Toastmaster Sushmita, to give her report. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Bharadwaj. Now, we all, depending upon our screen time, had our own fillers, crutch words, extremely unavoidable pauses. So including all of them, this is not just the filler, including all of them, I would like to give you a count of all those words. I'm sorry, I forgot to count mine. I would be happy if somebody did it. But then Smaran had one word that could be avoidable. It could be a pause, it could be a crutch word, it could be a filler, but it is one that could be avoided. And then we had Hemant using 3 filler spaces that could be avoided in his speech. And given the kind of time Mamata has taken, because she was obviously taking a lot of stage time today, given that she's got 4 filler words that could be avoided. And then we have the speakers, Hari using 7 pauses that could be avoided, Sushmita 1. And then we have Subhash, Shravanti, and Bharadwaj using more than 5 pauses. Those could be avoided. Akib had only 1. I mean, he's now become seasoned. He knows how to make use of pauses instead of filler words. And that is done well today, which for all of us is an example. Now, I'm not just going to tell you how many pauses we've taken, how many filler words we've used, or how much our speech had been made ineffective by the crutch words we used, but I also want to leave you with something that you could think about to avoid all of these. Most of the times we use those pauses, most of the times we use those fillers because we have been trying to translate our thoughts into a spoken language. So today I want you all to start thinking in the language you want to speak. This will help us control our translation time, our transition time, and that will further enable us to cut short on our fillers, our crutch words, or our pauses. And with that, a second suggestion is to make use of efficient pauses with each speech. Just like we write, we use commas and full stops. While we speak, if we could make effective use of these pauses, I'm sure we'll cut down on our fillers and pauses. Thank you, and over to the General Evaluator Bharadwaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sushmita. And now I would like to call the Toastmaster Lochan, the last evaluator for the date, for the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you. As one of the harbinger of the event, it is my duty to provide you the timer report. So, yep, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great. So the speaker one.
Usually, visualize
Okay.
it.
Okay, so speaker one who spoke about his Red Bull experience, he's qualified. Toastmaster Hemant, the second speaker who spoke about the life of Hemant, so he's also qualified. Both the evaluators, one evaluator, Akib, is disqualified for exceeding the time by 15 seconds. Coming to the table topic session, all the 5 table topic speakers were qualified. I think because of the conversation lag between the table topic master and Akib, I'm giving the time to Akib has actually exceeded. So yeah, so here's my report. And adding to the light note on what Mr. Smaran said, I think you're talking about Niccolo Machiavelli, right? So if I'm right. Is he there?
Yes, Lochan.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I just remembered a few things. If you know, everybody says the Aristotle is the founder or the father of politics, but Niccolo Machiavelli is the what do you say? He is the father of modern politics.
Yes.
He's written called The Prince.
Yes. I
Yeah.
have read it twice.
Yes. So where he explains that morality is not there, but politics should be there. So yeah, so on a lighter note, I remembered that. And with this, I conclude my report and hand over the stage back to General.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lochan. This is all about the evaluations of prepared speeches and the tag team. And now I'm going to evaluate the meeting from the starting to end. Coming to Sergeant at Arms, missed the saying the ground rules and mission of the Toastmasters Club and started on time. Coming to presiding officer Toastmaster Sushmita, she welcomed all the guests, and that's about her. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mamta, has clear theme, and she explained all the 3 segments of the meeting, of a Toastmasters meeting, and timer has a crisp report and the timing rules too. And now coming to our counter Toastmaster Sushmita, she missed the saying the importance of the crutch words, and she has a crisp report. Wordmaster Grammarian, Toastmaster Akib, didn't say the usage of the thumbs up and double thumbs up, and he has given a clear word of the day and example, and he encouraged the guests to use the word of the day. Table topics master, table topics are good, but are the mostly similar topics. With this, I would like to conclude all the 3 segments of the evaluation, and I would like to hand over this virtual stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mamta. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, the tag team, and the speech evaluators for your succinct reports and for setting the pace for a renewed outlook as they prepare for the new projects. So guys, we've seen different meeting roles that have happened in action. Luckily, we got to see all the meeting roles today, but we might not be as lucky every time, right? So one of the things that we have to factor in for every meeting is also to have backup, which is a very good practice in order to ensure that in case somebody backs out at the last minute for whatever reasons, we have somebody to fill in, and you can be the person to fill in as well. You don't have to wait for an invitation for that. I hope you understood the roles in detail as to how they are played. Do check out the resources that are available on Toastmasters website for more details. The report formats are also given over there, but like I always encourage people, be creative in your approach in the way you present it, and you engage everybody. Now that you've seen all the roles, it's time for you to pick the best. Not just performing the roles, we would also want to acknowledge the effort that would have gone into ensure that they bring out the best performance in the course of the meeting. So we have a poll that will be coming up now. Toastmaster Hemant will help us with it. As the poll comes up, I request all of you to mark the best that you feel in the entire course of the meeting. I'm going to bump down speaker Hari as the co-host so that you can, Hemant, you will need to do that. Please remove co-host access so that he can participate in the poll.
Yeah, mine as well.
Yeah, and Lochin as well, please. If they are as co-host, they won't be able to participate in the poll. Only 5 have responded so far. Request all of you to mark your responses. This will encourage people who are taking the chance of checking how impactful they've been. All right, 2 more to go. Two more to go. And we close the poll in 3, 2, 1. The reason I waited for that slow one, yes, perfect. It turned to 12. So you can end the poll, Toastmaster Hemant, and share the results with Toastmaster Uma before she takes on the stage. Great. So I hope you enjoyed the entire reel of the session. Any particular question you have about the Toastmaster meeting in terms of the roles? Well, I'll take that as a no, but in case you do have any questions, do visit the resources that are available on Toastmaster website. Those of you who are joining us for the first time, do join our guest group and you can post your questions there as well. We'll be more than happy to take them up. So thank you so much for allowing me to be the host and educating you once again on the meeting roles. And I hope to see all of you in action for the upcoming meetings. With that, let me hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Uma.
Toastmaster Mamta, we missed the prepared speeches and the evaluations for the poll.
Evaluation, since one is disqualified, it's a default announcement for Toastmaster Shravanti. Speaker is not included, is it? 1 second.
I think it is not.
Okay. Let's do this. Okay, you can quickly ping me directly the names. By then, Uma will announce the rest of the results and I can pass on the results to Uma. Please ping me directly on the chat over here on Zoom on the speaker you would like to vote for between Toastmaster Hemant and Toastmaster Hari. And please don't consider Hari's instructor while polling.
That's a necessary warning. We have so many bachelors here.
Okay, Uma, you can announce the winners. I will let you know for the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamata. That was, I will be very honest, a very required and an essential meeting for the day. Next time I would please request and love if you had taken a session on the XCOM roles and how should we be doing them, because that would be interesting to know as well. Necessary for the existing XCOM, inspirational for the upcoming XCOM. So please consider being our team mod once more for the same theme. I also have a special appreciation for Mamata for taking up the educational session last week. I was saving this for the end of the meeting. She has done a brilliant job. I'm guilty of not being there in the session, but I've been through the recording and I regret missing it. It was exceptionally well done, taking a newcomer through the pathways and how important it is to have an idea about it all. It's not like we look at just the black spot. We will look at the entire page and choose which one we want for us. It's very well explained, and I'm sure everybody must have benefited quite a lot from it. Thank you, Mamita.
Thank you,
You're
sir.
somebody we can lean on always. And now for the results, I won't keep you waiting anymore. Our speaker is Toastmaster Hari Krishna. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are chosen as our best speaker. And our long stage role player is none other than our team ward Mamita. Well, no second thoughts. Absolutely well done.
Thank you.
Welcome. And I have our table topic speaker, Smaran, chosen as best table topic speaker. Congratulations, Smaran.
Thank you. Thank you.
You winning best again and again is a sign that you should join our club soon.
Well, I'll try my best.
Thank you. And then, okay, Akib is left. I thought I'll take his way this time, but thank you everybody for choosing me as the best short stage role player. Thankful. Very many thanks. Yes, so those are our results. And before we conclude the meeting, I would like to listen from our guests, Sailaja, Hari, Pavan, Nageshwar Rao, Smaran.
Thank you,
and-
madam.
Yes, please go on.
Madam, good evening to everyone. This is Dr. Nageshwar Rao Varada. I listened more. I try to beginning at the time of 6 o'clock. I try to open the Toastmaster Zoom, but it is not open. Now I was try. It is open. I feel very happy to listen your words and everything. Whatever you says, I listen everything. I will try to speak better next class tomorrow, Sunday. Thank you to giving the opportunity to me, to all. Thank you to sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It's our pleasure having you here.
Thank you,
Which
madam.
of our guests want to go next?
Okay, thank you. I can try to speak next class. Tomorrow, I attend the class.
Thank
I will
you, sir.
attend the class tomorrow.
Yes, we have our next session next Saturday, and we look forward to seeing you there.
100% sure.
Thank you.
I
sir.
shall be attend.
It is very motivating to listen
I feel very
from
happy,
our
madam.
guests.
Somewhat communication is the drawback. That's why I'm not pushing the main cadres and everything. I lost. That's why I'm attend the. I select the Toastmaster speaking course topics and everything. Thank you to giving the good opportunity to me.
Our pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is always a pleasure and many times a blessing in disguise, beneficial to us to listen to our guests, what they think of our meetings. Anybody want to take this opportunity to give us your feedback?
Regarding today's role plays, actually, I have. Can I speak?
Go
Am
on.
I audible, guys?
Yes, please go ahead, Smaran.
Yes, it is audible, sir.
Yeah, actually, regarding today's session, actually, I have a special appreciation for Mamta, the way she carried the session forward. Yeah, actually, the prior sessions which we used to had at our campus, it was a very difficult task for keeping the audience or the guests who used to attend the sessions. And yeah, actually, the task or the work done by Mamta is very much commendable, and the way she used to keep the audience engaged in the session during the transitions from prepared speeches and to the table topic session. Actually, it was a very well done job.
Thank you
It was
so much.
greatly done by.
Thank you.
Thank you, Smaran.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Sailaja.
Hi, Sushmita. Today is my second session as a guest to this Toastmasters club. And I completely agree with this Maran's point of view that the way the program was carried by Mamta was like graceful, and she made us all to stick to she grabbed the attention. And it's not it is also about how the evaluator done their jobs. Giving feedback is also very difficult, but then the way the evaluator carried how to develop, realize that the speakers and everything, that the way it happened, very nice. And I learned a lot in this. And the topics, table topics were introduced. As a guest, I was like, when the speaker was talking about their experiences, I was like imagining the moments and their experiences and everything. It evolved a lot. That's a great experience I have today, and thank you so much for everyone. And I also thank you so much for taking feedbacks of guests also. Thank you.
Our pleasure, Sailaja. Thank you so much. You already speak like a Toastmaster. Be one of us already.
No. This is the first time.
Yeah. You are one of us. Be one soon.
Sure, I will.
Pleasure.
So good evening, everyone. This is Hari, and I'm from Madhapur Toastmasters. It's lovely to attend another club meet as well, because it's a different exposure for me as well. It's been just 5 months for me in Toastmasters, and attending other club is a great exposure for me right now, including Toastmaster of the day, TM Mamta, had been very brief, crisp, and clear in explaining each and every role for the Toastmaster meeting. And table topics, irrespective of unknown topics given, he give us an opportunity to connect to audience well. Every speaker could do that. And also being general evaluator, the overall evaluation was very crisp and clear, and especially the R counter. It's not just giving that pauses or the different word filler words, but also explaining how do we cover that next time, or how do we correct that next time, is very good actually. And all the other roles and it's a great learning platform for me also, and looking forward to do another role again for the next any coming meet if given an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear guests. It's so nice to have you all here. Can we call it a day? Once again, thank you so much, Toastmasters and dear guest, for making this meeting a successful one. I'm sure all of us had a great learning from it yet again. Now I hand over the stage to our Sergeant at Arms, Hemant, to end the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming to our meeting today. Meeting was, Mamata, please stop the recording.